The final book of the Old Testament does not read like a traditional piece of prophetic poetry. It reads like the transcript of a bitter, rapid-fire argument. By the time this text was written, roughly a century had passed since the Israelites returned from their exile in Babylon. They are finally back in their capital, trying to rebuild their society. But the grand, prosperous era they were promised, the Messianic Age, has not materialized. Decades of waiting and struggling have left the population deeply disillusioned and spiritually apathetic. This flowchart breaks down Malachi's unique literary format. Malachi, whose name translates to "my messenger," delivers his message through a didactic dialectic structure, a six-part back-and-forth debate. First comes a divine assertion, then a cynical rebuttal from the people, and finally, God's mic-drop evidence. The inciting incident of the text establishes this argumentative tone immediately. God opens with a clear claim, "I have loved you." The Israelites immediately snap back with a cynical demand, "How have you loved us?" That single exchange sets the stakes for the entire book. This is a forensic audit of a broken covenant, and God is about to pull the receipts. In the first major dispute, God levels a highly specific accusation against the religious leaders. He tells the priests they are despising the altar by offering polluted bread. The priests react with defensive ignorance, asking, "How have we polluted you?" The physical evidence of their crime is sitting right in front of them. To save money, the priests are accepting blind, lame, and sick livestock, worthless market culls that fail basic agricultural standards, and sneaking them onto the altar. God delivers a deeply sarcastic, pointed rebuttal. He challenges the priests to take these pathetic, sick animals and offer them as a tax payment to their Persian governor. If an earthly ruler demands high-quality tribute, the creator of the universe expects nothing less. Bringing cheap, corner-cutting offerings to the temple reveals a society that no longer respects its deity. They are treating their religion like an annoying tax bill, rather than a sacred relationship. The second dispute shifts the audit from the public altar to the private home. The men of Judah weep at the temple, demanding to know why God ignores their worship. God gives them a direct, unwavering answer. He is ignoring them because they have broken faith by divorcing the wives of their youth. This betrayal operates on two distinct levels. The men are discarding their Jewish covenant partners and marrying the daughters of foreign gods to secure new social and financial alliances. God highlights the severity of this crime by stating that he hates this type of divorce. He calls it an act of violence that covers their garments in blood. The core relational lesson of Malachi is that public worship and private integrity are entirely connected. How a person treats their partner directly determines their standing with God. The third major accusation expands the scope of the audit even further. God charges the entire nation with embezzling from him. Once again, the people respond with incredulous defensiveness. "How have we robbed you?" This chart maps out the temple's economic design. The missing funds are here. The people refuse to bring required food tithes into the central storehouse. With goods withheld, starving Levite priests are forced to abandon their spiritual posts and work farm fields simply to survive. When God challenges the Israelites to bring the full tithe into the storehouse, he does not need their money. He is demanding that they restore the broken pipeline of trust and communal care that keeps their society functioning. The audit culminates in a final, desperate retort from the people. They claim it is completely vain to serve God, arguing that the wicked constantly prosper while the faithful receive nothing in return. God's endgame response to their apathy is the promise of a coming judgment, known as the Day of the Lord. This coming day carries a dual nature. It acts as a warning, a refiner's fire that burns the arrogant and wicked away like dry stubble. But that destructive fire is contrasted with a promise for the faithful. For them, the sun of righteousness will rise with healing in its wings. The Old Testament ends on a massive cliffhanger. God promises to send a final messenger, a new Elijah, to prepare the way and turn the hearts of families back to one another. Following that mic-drop promise, the text ends. The historical record shows that this prophecy is followed by 400 years of absolute silence, unbroken until a man named John the Baptist walks out of the wilderness. Looking at the complete forensic audit, Malachi stands as the passionate,
desperate plea of a God who refuses to give up on an apathetic people.